Turning and broadcast from horizon to horizon. The light reflecting in the puddles. Places growing out of the clear blue. Sun turning and burning. Turning and churning the pearls from the waterfall. Only matters in tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blasted out the house. The house is rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars from the sky. Was a time all the stars from the sky played with the angels. We're looking for the dog back by the tail. House is poured over the fence, yes, dancing we are. Spinning like a ride, no speed limits, nothing holding us back. Turning and burning, national horizon to horizon, like the hubs. Places growing out of the clear blue, the sun turning and burning, turning, churning, and the pearls from the waterfall. Only matters tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blast out the house. House is a rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars in the sky played with the angels. We are looking for the dog back by the tail. Bouncing forward over the fence, yes, dancing we are. Spinning like a crowd. No speed limit, nothing holding us back. Turn and burn and cast from horizon to horizon, reflecting in the puddle, places growing out of the clear blue, the sun turning and burning. Turning, churning the petals from the waterfall, only matters in tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blasted out the house. Our house is a rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars from the sky played with the angels. We are looking for the dog back by the tail. Bouncing forward over the fence. Yes, kids, we are spinning by the galactic ride. No speed limits, nothing holding us back. Whoa, yeah. Turning, burning, gas from horizon to horizon, like reflecting in the puddles. Places growing out of the clear blue. Sun turning and burning, turning, churning in the pearls from the waterfall. Only matters in tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blasted out the house rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars from the sky played with the angels. We are looking for the dog back by the trail, bouncing forward over the fence. Yes, we're dancing, we see the black ride. No speed limits here, nothing holding us back. New song, nothing holding us back. Yeah. I decided Sunday was a good day for Bear to the Core. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm here. All right. Now, I noticed when I was checking out Facebook, I checked the news section because, I look at rock and roll stuff. So it put some rock and roll stuff in there every now and then. And Mick Brigden, I think that's how you say it, Brigden, tour manager for Rolling Stones and Bob Dylan, dies at 73. Figured it'd be worth a mention. Yeah. Man, this guy had a career of 50 years. 50 years, man, of managing rock and roll band. Amazing. But yeah, I figured I'd bring that up and, pretty big guy there in music. Yeah. So apparently, Jay Leno is doing a No Politics, No Dirty Jokes show. He's calling it Clean Fun with You Bet Your Life Revival. Little headline I'm seeing. So yeah, and apparently Marvel Studios scores its first Emmy with WandaVision. Like we cared. Like we cared. Like I give a shit about that. All that shit's rigged and made up and pretend and all along the way. It's all fucking pretend. What's up, Ed? How you doing? Yeah. I started my day out very, very irritated, and I did not know why I was irritated. Well, maybe I kind of knew why, but maybe I kind of didn't. It's one of those kind of irritations that just sneaks up on you. And I had to sequester myself because normally when I'm irritated, I pretty much just say whatever the fuck I want to say. And damn the fucking consequence, because I just don't give a fuck when I'm in that state of mind. So I watched a little bit of Stargate, and my whole day just started irritated. No, I'm not so much now, but man, I guess when you don't say things, or I guess when you don't speak up for a little while, things get to you, and then it just, if you don't do something about it, it just fucking explodes. Yeah, fair weather things and all that stuff. So yeah, that was the recent song. That was two pieces of lyrics that I had pieced together, and the interchanges with the way the verses switch around. It's a little complicated. A little complicated. So yeah. So let's see here. What the fuck else is happening? Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Oh wow, I didn't even know Rod Stewart was on trial for something. What the hell? What's up with that? So judge cancels Rod Stewart's trial, sets plea deal hearing. West Palm Beach, Florida. Florida judge canceled the trial for the rock icon Rod Stewart and his adult son, and scheduling a hearing next month to discuss a plea deal to resolve charges stemming from the New Year's Eve's altercation with the hotel security guard nearly 2 years ago. 2 years? That's 2 years ago? Wow. Court records showed, especially for assault charges, 2 years? You thought that'd be done and over with. Hearing with the judge, August Bonavita, I hope I said that right, set for October 22nd regarding a plea arrangement to close the case without them needing to appear in court. Well, that's convenient. Don't have to appear. The trial had been scheduled to begin Tuesday, but canceled on Thursday. So it was an altercation. They got in a fight, and so they're getting the, the smack on the hand treatment, I think. So Dixon said the group became loud and began causing a scene. And Dixon, then 33, told investigators he put his hand on a younger Stewart's chest and told him to back up and make space. That's when Sean Stewart, Rockstar's son, got nose to nose with Dixon. Sean Stewart, now 41, then shoved Dixon backwards. Rod Stewart, now 76, punched Dixon in his left ribcage area and then closed fist, prosecutors allege. So sound like an altercation, like pretty decent one. Basically, you know what happened? They got in a fight. You shake hands and you walk away. You know what I'm saying? None of this childish bullshit. You know, because sometimes people need a fucking goddamn punch in the fucking nose. Not that I condone it or recommend it, but you know, it happens. People don't respect nice. They don't respect nice. Anytime I've ever got shit done is when I was being a fucking asshole. Because I had to be an asshole to get shit done. And sometimes you have to be. And you know, you don't want to, but you want to get something done, you got to be aggressive a little. I learned that living on the East Coast back when I was 24. Man, I I had a Sicilian boss, man, that was busting my fucking balls left and right all day long at work and all that stuff. But man, that boss would buy us beer after work, feed us every fucking night, man. That boss fed us every night after work. We hung out with the boss every night. That was a cool boss, even though he was kind of a dick. But out there in the East Coast in New England, man, if they're busting your balls, that means they like you. If you're not busting your balls, man, they don't fucking like you. Yeah. So yeah. So this is how it's going to be for now on. I think it's just going to be solo the way it's going, and I'm fucking fine with that. Let's see here. All right. We'll play the Not Done Yet. There we go. Yeah, I'm tired of bullshit. We are watching the spiral spinning before our eyes. People don't like it too fucking bad. If anyone has eyes to see, our hearts are breaking and making. Divided you fall, waiting on the call. There's a reason why that verse is in there, divided you fall. Because if you're divided, you can't get nowhere together. You can't get nothing done. You can't survive. That's the point of the song. When all we want is a blue skies and a dream of better days. Electric blues and the ringing sound of the strings on the run. Songs that unite us all, strings beating like hearts. Strings pulling the wings. We are watching the spiral spinning before our eyes. If anyone has eyes to see, hearts are breaking and aching. Divided you fall, waiting on the call. When all we want is blue skies and a dream's better days. Electric blues, the ringing sounds and the strings on the run. Songs that unite us all. Strings beating like hearts. Strings pulling the wings. We are watching the spiral spinning before our eyes. If anyone has eyes to see, hearts are breaking and aching. Divided you fall, waiting on the call. When all we want is blue skies and dreams of better days. Electric blue and the ringing sounds, the strings on the run. Songs that unite us all, strings beating like hearts. Strings pulling the wings, watching the spiral spinning before our eyes. If anyone has eyes to see, hearts are breaking and aching. Divided you'll fall, waiting on the call. When all we want is blue skies and dreams of better days. Electric blues and the ringing sounds of strings on the run. Songs that unite us all, strings beating like hearts. Strings pulling the wings. We are watching the spiral spinning before our eyes. If anyone has eyes to see, hearts are breaking, aching, divided you'll fall, waiting on the call. When all we want is blue skies, dreams of better days. Electric blues and the ringing sounds of strings on the run. Songs that unite us all, strings beating like hearts, strings pulling the wings. We are watching the spiral spinning before our eyes. If anyone has eyes to see, hearts are breaking and aching, divided you'll fall, waiting on the call. When all All we want is blue skies and dreams of better days. Electric blues, the ringing sounds. Strings on the run. I just found something interesting. Apparently, Megan Fox is wearing this dynamite knockout dress, and she's got this fucking look to kill on her face, man. I mean, it would melt iron. The look is so sultry. All right, and I've got to do something so I can show it to you, because that could get my stream shut down. It looks very revealing. So, all right, here we go. Okay, let's see, do this. Wild. All right. Amazing. I mean, it's a fine looking dress, but it's one of them sheer see-through dresses, and it doesn't really leave much for imagination, I gotta say. Yeah. All right, how am I gonna do this? Let's use I guess a marker, because we're gonna have to they gotta create something. All right, there we go. Get that, and got to create a little arrow to cover up certain areas because it looks quite revealing. Okay, transparent. Undo that. Okay, I think that will work for that. Yeah, the bodice doesn't really show anything other than low cleavage. Oh wow. All right, there we go. I think that'll work. I think that will work. Go to good old Twitter. Thank you, Flip, for tweeting me out. I appreciate that. Thanks for all the retweets and all that stuff. Holy cow, Lauren Culp liked my reply. Lauren Culp, that ran for governor in Washington State, just liked my reply. I said audit Washington State. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I hope he runs for governor again, because he seemed like a guy to get things done. Let's see here. That was kind of cool. All right, let's see. I'll put it in here. All right, there we go. All right. I'll stop that. Hail Flip, indeed. Let's share a tab. All right, right there. See that? Yeah, I put the arrow in front of there because it just looked a little bit too revealing. Even though magazines and all that stuff was putting it on their magazines and their articles, but I'm not chancing that. The bodice is fully is not transparent, but the rest of the dress is completely transparent or made to look transparent. Sheer shimmering, blurring type fabric that makes it obvious what you're seeing, but it's slightly blurred with the shimmer of the fabric. Amazing. Hey, I got 6 people on a Sunday. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's go back here. I found a couple other cool things. All right, headline: Ashton Kutcher drowned out by take a shower chance on live TV. Ashton Kutcher must have bad body odor. Yeah. Ashton Kutcher must have some really bad body odor. The whole crowd's chanting. Wow, he looks like a guy that's got bad body odor. And I guess James Hetfield brought tears. Brought the tears over Elton John's praise. Wow. Elton John don't like anybody hardly sometimes when he decides not to like him. So Metallica frontman James Hetfield was brought to tears by Elton John after a laddered praise. Nothing Else Matters as one of the best songs ever written. Wow. That coming from Elton John is just freaking an awesome compliment. Hey, CJH, how you doing, man? I've been seeing some things you've been putting on Facebook and all that stuff. You've been tweeting and all that. How's things going? Oh, you work at a record store. That's a great place to work, man. I knew a lot of people that worked at a lot of small mom and pop record shops, big ones, small ones, all in betweens, and they all loved working at places like that. Hegwish Records was the big place out in northern Indiana. Hegwish was the place where if you wanted that rare collectible vinyl, like the Pink Floyd's Japanese edition vinyl, you'd have to go to Hegwish Records to order that. You had to order it. Just couldn't go buy it. You had to order it. Well, you've been sharing your opinions with the class. I've been watching. I don't see everything, but I catch up quick. So let's see here. Let's find one more headline and then I guess there's some motorheads that are really pissed. Supercars responds to Gold Coast 500 cancellation. What, are everyone wearing their fifis on their sleeves and stuff? We can't have a race? Come on, man. I like NASCAR races. This looks like one of those complicated races where it's got curves. Ooh, that looks interesting. Huh. Where's that? There it is. There we go. Look at those curves in that. Look at that, man. Man, that would be kind of fun in a nice little sports car. Yeah. Yeah, as the old saying goes, you can't stop me. Wow. Yeah. It's been a while since I caught a NASCAR race. I got rid of Hulu, so I haven't been watching it. I've been doing a lot of deep dives on Stargate SG-1, though, I tell you. Start at the beginning and at the end. Yeah, I'm still waiting for my first season of and supposedly it's all widescreen. The first season of Stargate SG-1. I've got it coming. It's on the way. I just received my remastered Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, and it looks beautiful. This picture and all that Blu-ray. I think I'm not sure, but I think there's one of those 4K versions of this, because there's a 4K version of because it came with a digital code, and so I used the digital code for Voodoo, and it has a 4K version on Voodoo. I think it's called, they call their 4K version UHD, I think. Yeah, and so I'm waiting for that to arrive, and it's supposed to be widescreen format, all of it, because the whole show was recorded in widescreen format. They just squared it up and boxed it up for standard broadcast. CJ, here's what you do. You start with the Star Trek TOS. Start with all that first, and then what you could do is you could go to then watch Enterprise, because that's just before Kirk's era, and that'll explain some things. But you want to watch TOS first, and then watch Enterprise, and then start with the Next Generation after that. Yeah, that was making Fox, 19K Fox. Yeah, I put an arrow over the unmentionable lower area because it was just like, okay, we can see that. So yeah, it made waves. It made waves. Oh, you snuck in on me there, buddy. Yeah. That reminds me, I need to upload the thumbnail to Instagram. Yeah. You ever send yourself a link on Twitter, and then you go to look at it, and Twitter changed the link? It's a shorter link. It's funny how it works that way sometimes. Yeah. So let's see here. What else? What other headline? Let's see. Well, you know what? It looks like Bill Maher had an issue with Saturday Night Live. No, NFL. NFL. I need reading glasses. That is not the Saturday Night Live acronym. You know, when you glance at something, just look at it real quick, and then all of a sudden, your brain fills in the rest, and I think that's what happened. Yeah, my dad and I, we used to watch TOS Star Trek when I was a kid, because great stuff, man. Me and my dad also watched Doctor Who, the Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, my ultimate favorite Doctor. And then if I was to have, there's a Doctor under that, that's my next favorite. I would say David Tennant, and then under that is Matt Smith. Those are my three faves, I would say. And the older guy, I liked him too. He had his own way of going about it. I can't remember his name, but he was he had his own style. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite of all, but it was likable and I enjoyed it. And honestly, I'd like to see Tennant come back. Okay. All right. What other? All right. Let's see here. You know, the last time I checked, there's a lot of draconian things that are being made to do, and you know, I'll just mention the Venice Film Festival that they just carried out. They carried out, you know, the draconian things that they're making people do to get into events. Personally, I'd as Jeremy says, I put my money back in my pork wallet and leave. Let's see. Ooh, I found a really cool. Wow, cool motorcycle. Check that out. Well, that was not that. Wait a minute. That was the wrong one. Same thing. All right, here we go. There we go. Look at that beautiful Harley Davidson. Man, that is beautiful. So after many, many seasons of wanting to get this person wanted to get their motorcycle license, and so there's a National Automobile Museum that's celebrating 100 years. I mean, look at that motorcycle. Look at all of this stuff. Beautiful. So Nevada Automobile Museum is saluting 100 years of motorcycles. Gary, you're in Vegas right now. You got to check this place out. If you happen to check this video out, Gary, this live stream, you're in Vegas. You got to check that out. My God. That's got to be the coolest thing ever. All those motorcycles. Wow. I don't ride no motorcycles, but I love the old motorcycles. I love looking at them. I mean, look at those old classics. Wild. Yeah. That's just, that machine right there is beautiful. All right, let's see here. All right, that's a really weird article. I see Michael Myers in the picture, and then Britney Spears announces engagement to Sam Asghari. Is that how you say his name? Is the G silent or the H silent? Whoa. All right. Moving along. They showed a picture of Michael Myers. I don't know why they were showing the picture of Michael Myers in that. So they're engaged. I mean, what's up with the Michael Myers? The only reason why I'm looking at this because there was a Michael Myers photo. Are they clickbaiting us or something? Let's see here. Let's all right, where you at? There you are. Nope. That is really weird.
Britney Spears is
No. I hate those automatic playing things. Got me. Forgot about that website doing that. Here, I will actually, I'll do this. Right there. See that? There it is. So that way you seen what I was seeing. Yeah. Michael Myers. Yeah. The picture of Michael Myers above, I'm like, okay. Yes, Parrot Head, I mean Capaldi. Thank you. Hey, I'm going to be 50 this year. Yeah. So, let's all right, let's do this. I think that's it. Nope, not it. All right. I'm gonna play the new song one more time. Nothing holding us back. Turning and broadcast from horizon to horizon, the light reflecting in the puddles, places growing out of the clear blue, sun turning and burning, turning and churning the pearls from the waterfall. Only matters in tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blasted out the house is rocking, bouncing. bouncing. Was a time when all the stars from the sky. Was a time all the stars from the sky played with the angels. We're looking for the dog back by the tail. Houses poured over the fence, yes, dancing we are. Spinning like a ride, no speed limits, nothing holding us back. Turning and burning, national rising like a hub. Places growing out of the clear blue, the sun turning and burning, churning, and the pearls from the waterfall. Only matters tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blast out the house. House just a rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars in the sky played with the angels. We are looking for the dog back by the tail. That's forward over the fence, yes, dancing me off. Spinning like a crowd. No speed limit, nothing holding us back. Turning, burning, gas from horizon, reflecting in the public places growing out of the clear blue. The sun turning and burning. Turning, churning the petals from the waterfall. Only matters in tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blasted out the house. The house is a rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars from the sky played with the angels. We are looking for the dog back by the tail. That's forward over the fence. Yes, it's we are spinning by the galactic ride. No speed limits, nothing holding us back. Whoa, yeah. Turning, burning, gas from horizon to horizon, reflecting in the puddles. Places growing out of the clear blue. Sun turning and burning. Churning in the pearls from the waterfall. Only matters in tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed. Blasted out the house rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars from the sky played with the angels. We are looking for the dog back by the trail, out forward over the fence. Yes, we're dancing, we see the galactic ride. No speed limits here. Nothing holding us back. Oh, yeah. That was Born Today. Created just before I went live. Finding the instrumental was a slightly difficult because of the lyrics and the nature of the lyrics. They were meant to. There was 3 possible melodies and keys that they could be in, and believe it or not, all right. All right. Basically, on the vocal track, it shows. All right, cool. I'll show you something here. Turning and broadcast from horizon to horizon, the light reflecting in the puddles. Places growing right out of the clear blue. Sun turning. Right there, it was showing you all the keys. That was the vocal track, all the keys that I was singing in, all the chords that I was hitting. And yeah, Saturday nights are different, you know. I do it when it feels right, if that makes any sense. I go with my instincts. I go with what feels right, and not everyone does that, you know. It's just how I am. And it's just how it works out. But Sunday, it's different. I figured I'd start early. It was, but it was scheduled to go on at, I do believe, 6:40, and I started at 7:40. So technically, I was an hour late. Yeah. I'm at a point to where just I don't give a shit no more. I just don't care. Care about having some fun, enjoying some stuff and all that, but all the bullshit, I'm done with the bullshit. I'm just fucking done with it. I'm done with bullshit. Because I find that it's probably not very good for me to withhold things in and not say stuff. But, there's a way to do things. And one of my outlets is singing, I guess you could say. All right, Castle Rock Blues. The Castle Rock Show keeps going and going, growing and growing. Some just wish it was over and over. They wish it was just fish, ground and ground down, how the house is rotten tomato. A twisted reality in the galaxy, better. They say it's a party, I say they are drowning in a centimeter of water. Don't have a hammer, a bag of rocks, knew better. The Castle Rock Show is going and going, growing and growing. Some just wish it was over and over. They wish it was just fish, round and round down. The house is a rotten tomato. A twisted reality in the galaxy would be better than here. They say it's a party, I say they are drowning in a centimeter of water. Dumb as a hammer, a bag of rock, do better. The Castle Rock Show keeps going and going, growing and growing. Some just wish it was over and over. They wish it was just fish. Grinding ground down, the house is a rotten tomato. A twisted reality in a galaxy would be better than here. They say it's a party, I say they are drowning in a centimeter of water. Dumb as a hammer, a bag of rocks knew better. The Castle Rock Show keeps going and going, growing and growing. Some just wish it was over and over. They wish it was just fish, grinding ground down. The house is a rotten tomato. A twisted reality in the galaxy would be better than here. They say it's a party. I say they are drowning in a centimeter of waters. Dumb as a hammer, a bag of rocks knew better. The Castle Rock Show keeps going and going, growing and growing. Some just wish it was over and over. They wish it was just fish, round and round down. The house is a rotten tomato. A twisted reality in the galaxy would be better than here. They say it's a party. I say they are drowning in a centimeter of waters. Dumb as a hammer, a bag of rocks knew better. The Castle Rock Show is going and going, growing and growing. Some just wish it was over and over. They wish it was just fish, grind and ground down. The house is a rotten tomato. A twisted reality in the galaxy would be better than here. They say it's a party, I say they are drowning in us in a liter of water. Dumb as a hammer, a bag of rocks, do better. The Castle Rock Show keeps going and going, growing and growing. Some just wish it was over and over. They wish it was just over, grind and ground down. The house is a rotten tomato. Rotten tomato. Hey. So, apparently there's going to be a new Halloween movie. I just discovered. And we'll stop that. We'll share this, share that, share a tab. Good old Matt McLowan on Cosmic Book News. Halloween Kills now getting theater and Peacock streaming release. Universal Pictures has announced that Hollywood Kills will now be released in theaters on the Peacock streaming service at the same time. This Halloween, Michael Comes Home in theaters and streaming only on Peacock TV October 15, tweeted the Flick's official Twitter account. I do believe Peacock also has free services too. I thought my wife had installed it and was using it for the free part. Unlike how Disney released Black Widow and Disney Plus for an added $29.99 fee plus the cost of subscription, which saw less than 2% of subscribers purchase. Halloween Kills won't have any added costs when it released on Peacock, which has subscriptions that run at $4.99 or $9.99 per month. Maybe it was a demo she was using or something, for a little 2-week free thing. With Sony moving Venom away from the October 15 release, October 1st, the movie by Universal might be looked at as a surprise, but according to the trades, Universal saw success with the day and date. Peacock released the Boss Baby family business, so they are going with the approach again. Yeah, my kids have been asking to see that movie, my 2 younger ones. For Halloween Kills. The new James Bond, yeah, that's going to be a mess. Also has an October 8 release date, so October is booked rather than solid. I've got no interest in seeing this new James Bond movie whatsoever. I'd rather see a Deathstroke movie because it looks like Joe Manganiello is out as Deathstroke. Probably ruined that name. That's an article to the right. So are they going to make her look like a male warrior like they did Sarah Connor? I'm wondering. They better not screw this up. I mean, in the storyline, the guy's always been unkillable. He's a spirit. He comes back. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. So who is... I'm just going to do this. Be-do-do. Do 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 do. All right, let's see here. Why they always got to show that new fangled website? I hate the new website on IMDb. DB or BD. I always get that backwards. Let's see. The release date is October 15th. Oh, it's got countries of origin, United Kingdom first, then United States. That's kind of weird. So let's see here. I do not like this new layout they have. So the writers, John Carpenter, David Gordon Green. Director, David Gordon Green's the director. The writing credentials are David Gordon Green, Deborah Hill, Danny McBride, Scott Teems. Judy Greer is Karen. Anthony Michael Hall is playing Tommy Doyle. Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, Laurie Strode. Will Patton, Deputy Frank Hawkins. That's the top billing of the characters there. Really don't know any of these people. Nick Castle was playing the Shape. What's the Shape? Oh, Nick Castle's playing he's basically the body. The Shape? I don't get the thing behind the Shape. I guess we'll find out, huh? So, yeah. So we shall see. So, yeah, honestly, hey, Tommy, how you doing? Apparently LDG snuck in, too. Where you at, Pixels? Are you guys seeing stuff I'm not? There's Tommy. There's RR. There's CJH. CJH. Oh, there you are. Hey, how you doing? You snuck in on me when I was reading. Yeah, bring back Jason and Freddy for a change. Can't they put Myers in the box for now and bring back Jason and Freddy for a change? Yeah. Well, if I remember correctly, the last Friday the 13th movie they tried to do didn't do so well. If I remember correctly. Yeah. There's supposed to be a new Friday the 13th coming out. I better look. Man, the Aquaman King of Atlantis, the artwork just looks horrible. It looks like something a 12-year-old drew. Actually, I know some 12-year-olds that could probably draw better. Let's see here. Star Wars still woke with Knights of Old Republic remake. Yeah. Stupid, dumb stuff. We knew they were going to do this. Pretty much, we knew. Spider-Man 2 video game coming to PS5. Guardians of the Galaxy video game story trailer released. I heard about the Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know God of War Ragnarok reveals Fat Thor gameplay trailer. Really? Let's see. The trailer, the Matrix Resurrection trailer brings back Keanu Reeves. The choice is yours. Just that's the title. Little subtitle underneath it. So, the Russo brothers' next Marvel movie, killed by Scarlett Johansson lawsuit. Oh, no kidding. So there's a new, there's a movie trailer. Injustice trailer is here for animated movie. It's apparently a Superman movie, and it looks, he's holding Lois Lane. It looks like it's not good. James Gunn shuts down Bane rumors. Don't look up. Why am I even? I'm not even interested in that. Transformers: Rise of the Beast reveals Generation 1 Optimus Prime. Yes. Yes. I have 4 unopened Optimus Primes. So Aquaman 2 reveals Jason Momoa's stealth suit. Wait a minute. I thought he already had the King's suit that he earned, basically, through a hero's journey. Huh. Marvel Zombies next for What If? Well, man, I tell you what. I went and seen the first Matrix movie. Okay. I didn't think there was going to be a third movie when we went and seen Matrix 2. Well, ultimate cliffhanger. The second Matrix movie. Was not happy. I was not freaking happy. A lot of people weren't happy, walked out kind of pissed because of the cliffhanger that it was. I remember that. People were grumbling. Man, another cliffhanger. So yeah. They better they better make it good, I'm telling you. But this day and age, man, shit, man. You could probably have more fun playing at the beach. Building sandcastles out of sand. True. That's true. Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Just chilling. I felt motivated to create a song.
Oh, excuse me. I don't have a whole lot of time tonight. I'm like trying to get myself ready for the flight on Tuesday to go back up to Jersey.
And you're taking a plane this time?
Yeah, I'm taking the plane up. I'm going to be driving back again though because I'm going to be bringing more shit with me. But I for the people in the chat, they were talking about the Friday the 13th thing.
Yeah.
So I want to bring this up real quick if you don't mind.
Not at all.
All right. Let me bring this up.
You always got a voice.
I appreciate that. So basically, they were talking about the lawsuit that actually stopped the production on Friday the 13th. So basically what happened is the original creator, Cunningham, he had a big problem with the remake and he didn't like the way it was being used. So he wound up filing a lawsuit against them for control over Jason. Now, I don't recall exactly how the lawsuit ended, but it did end with something where they agreed that he would be able to come back and help work on any new iterations of Friday the 13th moving forward. Because he was disgusted the way it turned out in the remake. Because you know what? I don't care what they say. That wasn't Jason in that remake that they did. That was more like Leatherface. It was horrendous. It wasn't his character at all. So yeah, he's going to be on board for a new movie. Now I know this one is an older one. It says don't hold your breath for a new Friday the 13th movie, but that was before the lawsuit was actually finalized. So yeah, Cunningham is supposed to be able to have a hand in it this time around. So hopefully things will actually get back on track like the way they were before. Like all this ridiculous shit that they started doing with these movies.
Wow, you ain't kidding about when you put an article up.
Yeah. Well, so that's,
it was messing with your audio.
Yeah. That's what happens if I have too many pages open. It screws with everything.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'm only 3, 4, or 5 inches over. I've got like 200 tabs probably.
Yeah, that was just me having one extra.
I got this beastie of a machine.
Well, did you catch? You caught Rogue yesterday, right? A little bit.
For a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Stephen wanted me to touch on the Kotar thing, and I had about 6 tabs open on my bar ready to go, and
That's
every time I was that's when it started dropping me out.
That's when I was watching. That's when I was watching. I seen that. I just picked this up. It's black because you can see it. It's basically a Bluetooth earpiece for my phone. So that way, when during a live stream, I can open my phone, use the laptop as like a hub, and I can log into the yard and put one down and put me in there through the phone. And I tested out last night. The headset works really good.
Awesome.
Ours letting me know because my the port for my for the phone jack, it's shorting out. It's wore out. And believe it or not, man, they make they make for the C ports. There's a thing you can pop in there, and you can charge your phone, and you can also plug in a headset, a plugged-in headset, same time. I'm still waiting for that to arrive.
Yeah,
but
I never had much luck with a lot of those Bluetooths. You know, the like the independent ones that are like the iPod or the iPods. Those things, they never last. Now, when I had a wired one, it's kind of similar to what you have, where it's still Bluetooth, but it's each speaker is wired together. I had a lot more luck with that one.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about. You got to be real careful with headsets. You got to treat them very daintily, especially because Samsung went to NKG, little, basically real decent little speaker on the inside, and basically sound pretty decent, but they're delicate. They're very, very delicate, and if you don't treat them with a certain amount of care, they wear out and they start sounding crappy. And it's the shielding basically that wears out. It creates all kinds of weird static and noise. And I was able to go outside with the Bluetooth set, and I think the biggest, most important thing is same device name. It's like this is a different company that Samsung let someone else put their name on. It's ITFIT, and it's got Samsung's name on it, and so they basically contracted out to this company to make this. And I think that if Samsung to Samsung products work well together, and if you're gonna use headsets that are Bluetooth, it probably will be a good idea to have brand type name headsets because they tend to mesh better. This just in my experience, and that could be applied to Apple.
No, it definitely is applied to Apple because the original headset that I got with it was an iPhone 8 at the time.
Yeah.
That headset worked tremendously well. Like the fake iPod things that I picked up, they work, but they didn't seem to work as good. The sound wasn't as clear. The volumes weren't as crisp. And unfortunately, Apple being the cheap pricks that they are, when we upgraded to an Apple 11, the damn thing, they don't give the headphones anymore. They don't give a charging cable anymore. They don't give shit. So I still have my original ones from my iPhone 8.
Well, if you got something that works good and you take care of it, it'll last a while. Are you talking about a Wi-Fi direct connection, LDG, or are you talking about? I don't think I have anything that Wi-Fi connects. Are you talking about the fob? The fob kind where you got to plug in like a mouse fob for a wireless mouse or a wireless mic if it comes with a fob. Yeah, put it in a USB port or something like that.
Yeah, because they have those for TVs and shit too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, Air Mouse. If your TV remote breaks, Air Mouse. It's a real good solve. Plug that in. I've got one I use for my Android TV box. Believe it or not, I had bought a couple replacements, and they were just shitty. So what I did is I opened the one up because it worked like shit. I'm like, I'm done with you. I opened it up, took the guts from my old one, and put it in the new one, and voila, worked perfect. Looks brand new. And so I have another new one. So if this one never gets broke, I'm just gonna put the guts in that one. And there was one for downstairs, of course, but kids break shit. Man, do they break shit.
Oh, I don't know if I told you this one, Bear. You were talking about the remakes and these new movies being rebooted. Did you hear about the other one that they were doing?
No, which one?
I think it's almost done filming. Toxic Avenger.
That sounds oddly familiar.
It was from the old Tromaville movies.
Oh, I know who Toxic Avenger is. It just
the remake.
Yes, I may have heard it somewhere along the line.
Yeah, I might have mentioned it before. I can't remember if I did, but yeah, I mean, I think that they just about finished wrapping up filming. I can't imagine what that's going to be
your last live stream when I was listening in, I think you might have mentioned it.
It's possible.
Because the one before that, I was on that one, but this one I was just listening, and I think you're talking about it. I think that's where I heard it.
It would be nice if these people actually got it right for a change. It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. I mean, they did it with a lot of different movies in the past. They did it with The Thing when they rebooted that. That was done right. But they want to add all this modern nonsense into these movies and just destroy them, and it's just disgusting.
No, I don't have a fob I can show you.
Yeah, LDG said fob. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually a Wi-Fi signal. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, because and I could easily hook this up to the laptop because there's Bluetooth built in. Because I have a Bluetooth mouse that's actually hooked up via Bluetooth.
Damn pigs!
Would you bite you?
No. He's picking on Helmet
again.
Rorschach. Yeah, Rorschach. He's been getting like that lately. He's been getting a little bit like a bully.
I remember you had to separate them too.
Yeah, and you know what? The other, oh god, it was like this was like Monday or Tuesday. They had gotten so ridiculous with Rorschach going after Helmet that I literally had to take Helmet out of the cage, put him in with Cringer and Jumper for about 3 or 4 hours until Rorschach calmed his ass down. Then I was able to put Helmet back home with him.
Wow.
And then after that, what I did is I stuck Rorschach in with Cliff Jumper and Cringer, and then Cliff Jumper started bullying him.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I got to teach that lesson again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one night they kept talking to me.
Oh my god! I got a chance to stop by Culture Stream earlier.
Yeah, I seen that.
And the whole time that Machine's talking, they're screaming in the background. I'm like, oh my god, they're so loud. I don't know if it came through or not, but it sounded pretty loud from my end. No, RR, he wouldn't put up with his shit. Absolutely not.
Rorschach.
And just like the comic book character, he's an asshole sometimes.
Well, when it comes, in the real world and stuff like that, getting shit done, sometimes if being a nice guy don't get things done. It just doesn't sometimes. And sometimes you have to put an edge to it. In my experience.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? You hit him. Like you said earlier, you hit him with facts. Sometimes we know that sometimes facts alone don't do it, and sometimes you got to get a little nasty with people.
Mm-hmm.
I ran into that same situation with that jackass Vito when he was talking shit.
Ah,
I quipped in with some facts, and then he got butt hurt, and he said, "Well, their organs don't liquefy, and this, that, and the other thing, and blah blah blah." So then I fucking hit him with some straight up vitriol, and he didn't like it, and he ran from the chat. And I no longer see that tweet of his in my feed any longer. It's gone. So either he blocked me or he removed it.
yeah, there's been people blockchaining a whole bunch of us. I thought it was funny. It's like, I don't even know who this person is.
But if he blocked me, I should have still been able to see my tweet, right?
Not if you're replying to his. You wouldn't be able to see it no more. Maybe you would. I don't. Twitter changes so much. It's hard to tell.
But I was thinking if he deleted the feed, that would probably get rid of all the replies. That's why I was thinking maybe he just deleted the feed. But who knows?
Oh wow! Did you know this, Tommy?
Yeah, I know. I've seen CJ talking about it.
I must have missed it or something.
CJ apparently he garners like the hardcore haters. So
That sweet innocent face of CJ's. How does that happen? Telling you, just a nice looking fella, man. If you, I've seen a couple different pictures where he's been clean shaven, where he's been scruffy. You know, I don't get that. People just got an axe to grind no matter what, and they want to make someone their victim. I ain't about that.
They're gonna hate you. They're gonna hate you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Except maybe make them go away if that's possible. Like irritate them enough that they want to go somewhere else.
All right. Anything else you know funny lately going on that you noticed that I ain't heard about?
I think that's about it. But you know what? You know how it is sometimes. You see shit is weird, and in the moment you talk about it, and then it's gone because it really doesn't matter half the time. It's like a blip on the radar.
Blip.
It's true though.
Blip.
I mean, it's like that whole Kotar thing. I mean, I realize and I understand, and I completely agree with everybody when they think that there's a remake of it is probably going to be shit because Disney's going to have their hand in there somehow, some way. I heard rumors that they were actually talking about they want to incorporate in the new story whoever they're going to have playing Revan in the movie, which who knows or not, but the word on the street is that Rian Johnson is going to be coming back and he might be doing the Old Republic in the movie for him.
Well, what's gonna happen? People aren't going to go and see it.
I don't know about that, Bear. I'm going to be quite honest. I've seen people where they said that they were done with Disney. They were done with Rian Johnson, and people ran out and they went to go see Knives Out. They ran back out and they went to watch Bad Batch and they, all the other shows. I mean, people don't learn. They keep going back for more. And, I equate it to somebody, I equate it to a beaten housewife that just keeps coming back for more. So some people just can't get enough of it.
Because I didn't go see Solo, and I didn't purchase it. My brother-in-law bought the freaking movie, and then it ended up on Vudu because we have his Vudu is connected with mine, and my Vudu is connected with his, so we're sharing libraries. And he got it, and then it ended up in my library. I'm like, man, because I wouldn't go see that movie or use any of my money to go get it.
Yeah, you know what, RR? This is not confirmed, This is just, things that people are saying. So who knows if it's real or not? Because you know how like all those things get started. I mean, it's the same thing with the Kotar mess that I talked about yesterday on Rogue. Everybody was saying, "Oh, Sam Maggs has been hired by BioWare and she's rewriting the story for it." Well, guess what? BioWare is not putting out the game. Aspire is. And they've got their own team headed by this guy Threadbare or Thread something, whatever. He's the one that's actually heading it up. And from all reports, his lead writer for that is Courtney Woods, who actually worked on Star Wars: The Old Republic MMORPG. So I think it could have been something as simple as somebody seeing Sam Maggs was hired back at BioWare, which, in case anybody doesn't know, Sam Maggs used to work for BioWare before. She got fired, and apparently she was brought back again. But they just assumed that BioWare was putting out this new Star Wars game, and they're not.
Honestly, I don't. If they're not doing it, why would I be interested in getting it? Because they know how the game runs. They're knowledgeable. They created the game. Why would they do that?
Well, apparently they had.
It's like, hey man, let's take this brand new 60-story building and tear it down and build another one just like it.
Well, they apparently did some kind of like an app game for it. Some kind of app game Aspire did for Star Wars, and it did really well apparently. So they tapped this team to actually make the KOTOR remake. But once again, you're leading into that word remake. It's not going to be exactly the same as was. They're planning on, from what this guy said, who's the lead developer or lead producer on the series, he says that he wants to keep most of the elements that made the original game great and the fans loved about it in there, but they're going to bring it to a modern audience. And as soon as they start saying stuff like that, those are like the warning words, modern audience. You never like hearing that. Now, whether they're just talking about graphically, but I'm sure if they're bringing in a writer, and I had this conversation with Steve Kenobi, they're planning on making changes in it.
They're going to bring in those feel-good, fluffy, got to have our feelings all cushioned and pillowed. And, it's okay to acknowledge feelings, man. But you know what? Get to work and do your work. Don't wear your feelings on your sleeve. Do your fucking work. Make a video game. This is about people buying something and they don't want to purchase your personal fucking feelings as a game writer or developer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm buying a game, I don't want to buy the person's personal feelings that they're putting into the game. The only feelings I want to know about is game kicks ass, character hero arc kicks ass. Those are the feelings I want to see in here. Kicking ass.
Oh, you know what, CJH? This is another thing that guy Threadbare was talking about. He wants to keep the original elements of the game, those like the creation aspects and everything, pretty much the same. So with that being said, that means that you'll be able, like the original game, you'll be able to choose whether you want to be male or female. I think they're going to include that, and they're not going to say it's just a female-driven story. So I think they're going to have both arcs for it.
But wasn't there an option before to play a male or female before? Did you just say that?
Yeah. The original KOTOR game, there was the option to play as a male or a female, and they did the same thing with the second one. You could play as male or female; it didn't matter.
Yeah, I used to have a PS3, and I played a few different Star Wars games on it, and there was a couple different ones. I can't remember the names of them, but I remember liking them. It was where Yoda and it might have been Episode 3 video game, Revenge of the Sith. That was one of them, and I had that, and it was a decent game. It was on PS2 originally. Used to play a lot of PS2. Honestly, I think I forget if
they were exclusive or not.
It's a good question.
I know. I remember. At the time.
Some stuff you can only get on Xbox, and some stuff is on PlayStation. It's weird.
There was a few of those games that they had for GameCube as well.
Hey,
So
CJ, there was a game that you were complaining about that was only going to be on a certain platform. What game was that? I seen him post about it on Facebook and Twitter.
I think he was talking about this one. If I'm
Was it this
unless I'm
one?
mistaken.
Because it's only on one platform. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's only going to be well, it's supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive. Now, here's the one thing that you got to know about this PlayStation exclusive. Just because it's a PlayStation exclusive, that does not mean that's the only platform it's going to be on. They're already talking about there's going to be a PC release for it, and eventually it will be moving over to Xbox and everything too.
Okay.
So it's going to start off as a PlayStation exclusive, and then it's going to move to the other platforms.
Yeah.
At least that's what they were saying.
Now,
And you know what, CJ? Absolutely, I know about that. You know, that book is actually a really good book too, about Reddit.
when I have such a wide range of things I like, and so there could be a movie has to be really, 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 really fucking horrible for me to completely not like it. And there's movies I've seen before in the past where there was certain moments in the movie that was good, and certain moments it's like, yeah, I would not have put that in there. I think to myself, and I don't know, I might have a director's mind or something, because when I'm watching a lot of these movies, there's certain parts I like and there's certain parts I don't. I never 100% like a movie. It's just weird like that, I guess. And there's certain things about certain movies that I may like, and there's some things about it that ruins and chops up the pace of the movie. And basically, if they correct the pacing, what was a bad slow movie can be a better movie. It's just a matter of presentation, the way it's cut together, I guess.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, CJH, I hear you. I always hated the exclusive shit too, but unfortunately, that's where a lot of these consoles went in order to try to gain an edge over the competition, and that all started with Microsoft.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's see. PlayStation 1 came out, and then PlayStation 2 came out, and then that's when I think just a little bit after that, the original Xbox came out.
Yeah, yeah. It came out much later because originally PlayStation was going head to head with, like, oh God, what was it? When they first started, they were going up against the Nintendo 64. That was before because the GameCube didn't come to much later on. Like the GameCube came after the Xbox, I believe.
They were not only just going up against Nintendo, they were going up against Sega. Sega was still the big platform at that point when PlayStation came out with the discs. Sega had a disc player for video games.
Yeah, they had that. Well, they came out with the Dreamcast, which unfortunately, because it was so high resolution at the time, it cost a lot more money. And that system, it just failed in stores because, they were relying on, because they had the original Sega Genesis, and then they went to Sega CD, then they went to Sega Saturn, and then after the Sega Saturn, they came out with the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast just didn't catch on like the way they were hoping. I remember seeing those things in the GameStop stores, and don't get me wrong, the graphics on that thing looked amazing. The console itself looked beautiful. It looked beautiful. It was a beautiful looking machine, but it just did not catch on.
Yep, I had a Sega with a Dreamcast, and the Sega fit right into the Dreamcast. It's freaking awesome. It was a beautiful little setup, but you're right, the discs, they were expensive.
Well, even the system was kind of expensive at the time. I mean, that system when it first came out was like $300, which was at the time unheard of for systems to cost that much.
Yeah. And when PlayStation came out, they were competing with Sega, and they were competing with Nintendo 64. And didn't the Cube just come out, Nintendo Cube?
And Nintendo GameCube actually came out late to the game. Yeah, they came out after Xbox. They were late to the game because I picked one up.
Okay, yeah, right. Because I remember I knew someone that had a GameCube when it first came out, and it really wasn't a bad concept. It really wasn't at all.
I still have mine. As far as I know, mine still worked unless my dad ruined it in between the time that I left. But it was sitting up in my old room in storage, basically, just sitting out. And as
Moisture is
far as I know, it still works.
Humidity and moisture is the enemy of something sitting like that.
Yeah.
You damn near have to vacuum seal it if you're going to store it. Get those big old things in the vacuum seal it shut. That's the best way to store electronics. I have a computer tower wrapped in plastic, and I vacuum sealed it and taped it shut. It worked. A lot of tape.
See, I got to figure out which crate my GameCube is in, because I don't know which crate it's in, because 300 fucking crates. That's a lot of crates to go through trying to find everything. I just don't recall which one that I stuffed it in. But I know when we found it, we put it back because I kept the original box. That was one thing I always did with all my systems. I always kept the original boxes in case I ever had to pack them up. So it went back in its original box when it did get packed up. So,
yeah. I recently got a PS4 about maybe about 6 months back, and I really regret getting the Slim. I should have got the Pro. It plays in 4K. The Slim is only HD. And here what was funny is I remember my PS3 being 4K ready. If I remember correctly. It had better resolution. Immaculate picture.
I'll tell you what, that was the one thing that I hate about the Xbox One is, it's Blu-ray compatible, but it doesn't seem to play all the Blu-rays. And I heard that was one of the things that Sony did right with their systems, that their Blu-rays are really good, their Blu-ray players.
Yeah, I watched every kind of movie you can think of, DVD and Blu-ray, on that PS3. Of course, I waited until a year and a half in until I got a PS3. Whoa, weird stuff going on. So I waited because remember the Ring of Death with the PS3?
Well, I remember the Ring of Death on the old Xbox 360.
Yeah, the Xbox had same thing. In the PS3 they had the Ring of Death too because there was a round power button, and they had something similar going on too. And but what you missed out on the early ones is backward compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
They took the backward compatibility out of the newer versions, and I got the big version, not the slim version of the. I believe it was the Spider-Man version that I got, the black Spider-Man version.
That's one thing that Xbox is finally getting on board with. Their newer system is supposed to have the backward compatibility. Now I don't know how far back the backward compatibility is, but the way they were talking, you'd be able to play the original Xbox games in it. There's
a lot of older cool Star Wars games on Xbox. I played them. Well, a buddy of mine once owed me some money, and I asked him if I could borrow his Xbox, and I was not a nice guy back in those days, and I kept his Xbox for a little while. I'm like, no, man, you'll get it back when you pay me. His wife was pissed. She knew why I was taking it. She was smart. She was a smart one, but I held on to it for a little while. And me and my buddy Eddie, we played every Star Wars game that he had. And so about 2 weeks later, he finally coughed up the cash. No, I took it back to him because he wasn't paying me. He was putting me off, making excuse after excuse. And I was like, no, okay. I'm like, yeah, you'll get this back when you pay me. So he wanted it back. This was years ago. Because I think he
Yeah.
had the original Xbox.
Yeah, CJH. I mean, I hear you, but here's the problem with a lot of those Blu-rays. I mean, the discs themselves are coming down in price, but trying to find the actual players, holy crap! I went looking for a new DVD, Blu-ray player because mine is like, I don't know what's wrong with it. It just doesn't play half my discs anymore. So I went to look for a new one, and they had such a limited supply of them. It was ridiculous. And the few that they had that were high quality were still pretty damn expensive for something like that, considering they only had one
there's
on
a
the
lot
shelf.
there's a lot of 4K ones, and my my LG it will play 3D Blu-rays. It's 4K player. It'll play 3D 4K discs. It'll play 3D Blu-rays, and of course you got to have a 3D TV for that to work. Keep that in mind. And it upscales DVDs and Blu-rays to 4K. And when I got this, it was $270, and when it had first come out, it was $370. It had come down $100. And every now and then, there's firmware update on it, and there better be, as much as it costs, there better be some firmware updates for its entirety, and it basically getting a replacement one. That's about where they're pricing at, right around 270. And you might get lucky and get one for 150, but it's a good machine, and I use it to watch 4K discs. And I just picked that up.
Okay, Star Trek 4.
Yeah. See, I got the blue light there so that way you can see it. Had that blue light not been on, you wouldn't even be able to see that. Because I got blue light right here, and I got an orange light right there pointing at me, and the above light's on. Bounces out the light. Sometimes I turn the big one off. But yeah, that was remastered. Voyage Home. And I forgot that I pre-ordered it, and then I got a notification that it got in the mail. I'm like, oh, and so it was released on the 7th, and literally I got it on the 9th.
Yeah, I found a collection one of all the, well, I don't remember what it was up to, but at the time it was all the Star Trek movies. My dad had one of the special collector series ones, still sealed and everything. Came with some like special pins and whatnot, and I don't know what else, some other shit that was in there. I'm looking at that thing. I was like, damn, that thing is really nice. But I'm like, I wonder how much money I could get for that as opposed to keeping it. Because I could always just pick up the movies in a cheaper collection for myself to play. And I don't necessarily need the collector's edition. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that once I get into selling some of that stuff. But
yeah, guess what else I have coming? The first season of Stargate SG-1. And it's supposed to be widescreen because, on TV and on because Stargate SG-1 was on Prime. Now it's on Netflix. I guess it switches back and forth so many times, or whoever gets the bid or the offer or whatever. And personally, I preferred it on Prime because Prime had a better picture. And the Netflix's picture is intermittent because the way Netflix system works. That's why Netflix hardly ever buffers. Yeah, it was a good series. And so basically it's all wide format. I've never seen the original first season in a wide format. And I'm hoping it's just not labeled wide and it's going to be, square.
Yeah, standard TV format.
Yeah. The 4:11 or something like that. Or 7. Is that 4:7?
I forget what it's
something
called.
like that. 4:1.
I just always remember TV format and just kept it simple.
No, the TV format. It's 4 and then the second number. I'm sure somebody in the chat will put it in there.
Yeah, but there's so much you lose with that aspect. So
yeah, you cut off the left and the right, and probably zoom in a little.
Well, they have to zoom in a little bit, take up the black screen.
And they probably use a program that automatically adjusts the picture. Have you ever noticed that in some TV shows? Because there's a program, when they make it from widescreen, I've noticed that there's a lot of movement going on. I'm like, what? That's weird. And so I think the program is literally moving along in the picture and choosing the best one automatically. Editing and automatic editing, or they all edit it that way and made it do it that way. I don't know how they do that. It's amazing. But I've noticed that on TV shows.
RR says 4:3.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you, R. I was having a brain fart. It's like 4:7, 4:2.
Yeah, the other thing I still have to dig out of crates talking about seeing movies in a more original format is I still got to dig out the Super 8 reels.
Oh,
so they're still packed away somewhere in one of those crates, and because I want to watch those things again. I'm excited to watch a Super 8 again. There ain't nothing like a freaking reel-to-reel film.
Oh yeah. Get you a nice silver screen or have a nice white wall.
I get a big giant white sheet.
Yeah, my mom has a movie projector.
Actually, no, I don't even have to do that, Bear. I forgot. You know what my dad had? He had one of those fold-up screens.
Oh,
I forgot. I brought that back. Yeah, it's one of the old school metal screen. The metal frame screens. Yeah, he had one of those. So I've got a screen too. I almost forgot about that.
Nice.
It's a shame I can't get away with showing that on YouTube. That would be a hell of a freaking live stream to do, showing off an old movie on a film like that.
Let's see here. Rewatch Hobbit movies, and I could tell they're filmed completely different than Lord of the Rings. Very bright and glaring, sometimes distracting. Well, there was probably some different CGI stuff that they used in The Hobbit. There was probably less practical effects in The Hobbit compared to Lord of the Rings with more practical effects. It's kind of how it looked to me, because I've got the extended edition of The Hobbit on Vudu and Lord of the Rings, extended edition. Man, doing a marathon of those extended editions, woo, good chunk of your time. But like Gary says, well worth it. Yeah, I can't remember if I have a physical copy of those somewhere.
You know what I want to get a physical copy of again, because mine was stolen some years ago, is I had the copies of the original cartoon versions.
Oh,
Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. Yeah, I have the original cartoon versions of them.
I have the first one, the first cartoon on Vudu. And what's really sad about that particular one, they never made the second one.
Of what?
Volume 1.
What, Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, there is no volume 2.
Yeah, there is.
There is?
I had all three. Yeah. The Lord of the Rings, when they did it, because the first one that they came out with was The Hobbit, and that came out in 70 something.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they did Lord of the Rings, they did it in 3 installments. So the first 2 were done by Disney, and the third one was done by Rankin Bass, the same as the original Hobbit cartoon, and it was drawn the same way. The 2 Disney ones, they look more like a Disney movie, like you would expect, like Bambi and stuff like that at the time. That's what they look like. I didn't really like that animation style, but I liked the third part, which was the Return of the King, because it was the Rankin Bass. It looked just like the original Hobbit cartoon. So yeah, I had all of them. I like them. I like them for what they were.
I have The Hobbit from '78, and I do believe I have one of the Lord of the Rings.
It's hard to find all of them though. Like I was lucky when I picked them up and I found like a collection of them at the time. But like I said, unfortunately, whoever I was staying with at the time had actually swiped them. And I didn't know it because I was moving out and I didn't realize they took them. Oh, son of a bitch. And trying to find that set again, it's hard to find that set because it's something that's not generally in print anymore. So
Right. Yeah, I don't have Lord of the Rings on Voodoo. I thought I did. In the cartoon one. Okay, let's see here. Because here's the cartoon, the '78 version of Lord of the Rings. And I'm wondering if it's the whole thing. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes. I think that's the whole thing. How long are the ones that you have?
I forget because it's been so many years since I had them. But I mean, the only thing I do remember is they were broken up into 3 individuals. But I thought that they were like 45 minutes apiece. I mean, I could be mistaken.
Magical full-length cartoon-based Tolkien's great fantasy saga, Fellowship of 9 sets out to destroy an evil ring of power and are set upon by the Dark Lord of Mordor. Yeah, I remember this when I was a kid watching this. I remember there being a few different versions. Yeah.
Yeah, one of these days I'm going to get lucky and I'm going to find somebody selling the collection again.
Oh, you don't have them no more?
No, that's what I'm saying. They were stolen. They were stolen.
That sucks.
Because I had actually showed my daughter that when she was really young, and she loved them. She would just sit right there in front of the TV and just watch them all.
All right, let's see. Now it's really funny. List.
Yeah, Rankin Bass, Lord of the Rings. Return of the King was made in 1980. This film is often mistaken as the sequel to Ralph Bakishi's 1978 animated film Lord of the Rings. That's what I'm saying. Rankin Bass took it over, and they did the last one. The first 2 parts were done through Disney for Ralph Bakishi, from what I understand.
Oh, wow. Wow, you know what's really weird? Amazon online on the website says this movie is 2 hours and 13 minutes long. And the one that I found says it's only 1 hour and 33 minutes.
Yeah, or the rotoscope animation. Yeah, but from what I understand, he was like he did it through Disney Animation. From what I understand,
that's a really big difference. That's quite a big error, because the one on the website itself I'm looking at says 2 hours 13 minutes, and then I just got it and it popped up and it's 133 minutes. That's a heck of an error, I gotta say. Wow, Ralph Bakshi directed the Lord of the Rings. Wow, he directed a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He directed The Hobbit. He directed I'm not sure. I think he directed Wizards. He directed Cool Runnings. Rock and Roll. Wow, I ain't seen that in a long time. Frazetta, Painting with Fire. I don't even know what that is. I know who Frazetta is. He's the creator of the Death Dealer art, and James Silk wrote the books. The Horned Death Dealer. Great books. Great hardcore fantasy. Blood and guts and all that stuff and sorcery. Good distraction story. Book form. It's out of print now.
1977. Okay. That was when The Hobbit first released, 1977.
Yep.
Under Rankin Bass. And then in there, they actually say followed by Return of the King, since they didn't have the first two parts of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Because they did The Hobbit, they lost the rights to do the next two, and then they got the rights to do the third one. Which is kind of weird if you're just watching the Lord of the Rings animated for the first time. You see it done, the first two parts done in one style, and then you see the last one done in like the style of The Hobbit. I wish they would have just released them. Like they should have just released both versions completely. Like they should have did the one with Bikishi, and the Disney helped version. They should have released all three parts, and they should have went back and did all three parts of Rankin Bass as well.
Hey, you want to hear something funny? I just opened the Lord of the Rings to see if it was 133, and it's 2 hours and 13 seconds long on the website. I was just curious if it would actually be correct. And
no, I'm assuming that's for two parts then.
It might be.
Oh, you have that one?
That's cool. I have the Prime app, and it's also showing correctly on the Prime app. So the Prime app has a mistake in the error on how long the movie is. Because I didn't have the I got the Hobbit so my kids could watch it. And
it was, but that was weird because when I got mine, they actually had it as separate discs. Or were they tapes? I might have still actually had those in VHS tape. I can't remember now if it was DVD or VHS tape, but I remember they had them individual, which, considering that it was supposed to be done as one whole thing, like both books, it was kind of odd that the ones I had were separated. But then again, you know what? That was back in the day when they were separating a lot of things, because you remember when The Stand first came out, The Stand was in what was it, 3 or 4 tapes? It wasn't on one tape. It was multiple tapes for The Stand.
So, question is, where's the because you got The Hobbit and the 3 Lord of the Ring books. So they didn't make the last book?
No, they did, but it was made by Rankin Bass.
I haven't been able to find that one.
Well, if you type in Rankin Bass and look up and put The Hobbit next to it, it'll come up with The Hobbit. And if you look in the screen right to the right where it says The Hobbit, you're going to see the breakdown, and it's going to say at the bottom, followed by The Return of the King.
Wow. So yeah, I am. Yeah, you hear about the Wheel of Time coming out soon on Prime?
I heard people talking about. I don't know nothing about it.
Uh,
So
it started in 1990 and it finished in Sanderson finished for Jordan because he was handpicked by Jordan's wife, and he used the notes to finish up the series because he died at the very tail end of the series, basically the last book that he was going to write, more than likely. And Jordan, he wrote 5-inch thick books. They were long, and so I watched that. Number one, the actress portraying the main character, who is besides Rand, he's one of the main male characters. The main female character, she's all 5'2", blonde with green eyes, and she wields a force similar to magic and stuff like that. Um, it's been years since I read the books, and they tap I think they call it the source. There's a name for the source they tap into. I'd have to go look it back up. And so I seen the preview, and I'm watching the preview unfold, and I'm like, they look nothing like the people in the fucking book. Nothing. And I'm watching, and it's like, well, I can't see Rand. I can't see Rand's sister. I can't see Rand's friends that were in the story. I don't see any of them. And the actress playing the main female character, does not have blonde hair, does not have green eyes, unless she's going to wear contacts to make her eyes green. Because
they've done that. They've done that with a few things where they translated from novel over to movie. One of the glaring examples of not paying attention to the details in the book, I always felt, was the Queen of the Damned. It wasn't even close to the descriptions that Anne Rice gave in that novel. Not even close. I mean, they even screwed up going from Interview with the Vampire to that, because they showed Lestat was a blonde-haired vampire, and that's exactly how he was described in the books. But when you get the Queen of the Damned, all of a sudden he's got like black hair, and it just makes no sense whatsoever. And I never understood why people praised that movie. I thought it was a piece of trash. It wasn't even close to the damn books. At least they were kind of close with Interview with the Vampire, even though they made some mistakes in that too.
Well,
especially with Armand.
I like the movies, but I've never read the books. And had I read the books, I probably would feel the same way, honestly. But I've never read the books, and probably why I like the movies. And I've heard some people say that a lot of the stuff was way off.
Yeah, it was extremely off. But I mean, like, like if you watch Interview with the Vampire, Tom Cruise was playing Lestat, and by Queen of the Dam, all of a sudden you've got somebody with dark hair playing Lestat. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
You see that, Tommy? RR's version's one full-length film.
Yeah, I know. I seen that. Yeah, that's why I was saying mine was broken up into parts.
Huh.
And I'm thinking I didn't have it on DVD. I'm thinking I had it on VHS, which actually would make a lot more sense. Like I was saying, like The Stand, because The Stand was broken up, and I think it was 3 parts, because I think Stand was was Stand 8 hours long? Because it was either 3 or 4 parts, but whatever The Stand was either 6 to 8 hours long. It was extremely long. Whatever it was, if it was 6 hours, it was 3 tapes. If it was 8 hours, it would have been 4 tapes, because they could only do up to like 2 hours per tape.
Huh.
So if it was something like the Lord of the Rings animated with all the stuff they got to have at the end and everything like that, it probably would have put it over 2 hours. So then they would have split it into 2 parts.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy, because they did have some movies that would be up to like 2.5 hours at the time. that they could fit on one tape.
Yeah, because the one I just got is it's 2 hours and 13 minutes long, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget how long. I know The Stand was long. I remember that was one of the movies that I wanted to back then when I was, VHS was still the thing. I worked security for a little strip mall over there in Trenton, and I was really good friends with the lady who ran the Blockbuster there. So when they had their videos that they had out for rental will actually wind up going on sale because they've been used. Once they're used so many times, they automatically put them up for sale. And I got lucky, and she knew I was looking for The Stand, so she had set all the ones that were going up for sale for The Stand aside for me, so I can get all the parts I need, because I had like either one or two parts, whatever I had, and I needed to get the rest of it, so I had the full set. And she had put them all aside to everything she had. It was going up, so I was able to pick through the ones I needed.
Let's see here. Yeah, I've you know what? That's one book I never read. The Stand. My dad read it, but I when The Stand came on TV, the TV movie, it was years ago. I watched the whole thing, man. I'm like, God, that's a strange movie.
Yeah, I
And
remember they had that broken over the course of what was like a week,
didn't
I think.
didn't they remake The Stand, make another one?
Yeah, they were. I don't know if they finished it. They were working on it. I don't know if they ever
I
finished
heard
it or
Whoopi
not.
Goldberg is playing in it. I thought.
Yeah, I heard something about that. I don't know if it
They're
was
like,
ever released.
I think they're almost done with it, and I don't think they've released it yet. I don't even know if it's going to be like a TV release or something. I can't remember. And it was recently that was talked about recently.
No, they said it was released. It said The Stand 2020 miniseries,
But
CBS All Access. Yeah,
I
it released December 17, 2020 through
wow,
February 11th, 2021.
nobody talked about that, huh? No one cared. Wow.
It had Benjamin Cavill no, yeah, Benjamin Cavill, James Marsden, Odessa Young, Alexander Skarsgård, and Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, that's what I heard that she was in it. I also heard she wants to play the doctor.
Yeah, she's been saying that for a long time.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I want David Tennant back.
But technically, there shouldn't be any more doctors, right? It wasn't only supposed to go up to like 12.
Say it again.
Wasn't it only supposed to go up to 12 doctors?
No, there was. That's complicated. I got to rewatch some stuff that answer that question. There was a few different episodes that answered all how that basically toward the end of David Tennant's run and Matt Smith's run, there were some specials that explained a lot of that, and I got to go back through and rewatch some of it because it's on HBO Max, and I've been watching David Tennant doing rewatch, and in basically they can recycle. They can live more than just 12 recycles. In other words, the way what I've seen and how I understand. Gary could probably answer that question.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that there was something with Doctor Who could only recycle so many times, and
Or regenerate. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I started from Eccleston, and I'm watching all the way through, and I'll probably have an answer for that in a couple weeks. All right. All right, a couple more songs, and I think maybe we'll wrap it up. It's got to be late where you're at.
Okay. LDG says that was retcon. So I guess it was originally only supposed to be 12. He says he can regenerate infinite times now.
Yeah.
So I guess I was correct because I was under the impression.
I remember there was an explanation for it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. I forgot how they explained that one. I'm going to have to rewatch because I'm in the middle of rewatching right now.
There's culture. Culture's in there too. It was retcon because of the current showrunner. Thank you, Chin Balls. LDG says it was done in the Timeless Child episode.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I am not quite there yet on the rewatch. Yeah, I'm still in the first series of Tenet. And when I say series, I mean season. They say series over in the UK.
Yeah, there was a few of them I watched because I was never really huge into Doctor Who. It was one of those shows I could take it or leave it if it was on. But my wife is actually a huge fan of it. So I seen a lot more of it because she was watching it. And no matter what I was doing, I would sit there and catch some of it. And yeah, some of the stuff with David Tennant was pretty cool. And then there was the Doctor. Yeah. It was either the Doctor right before him or right after him was pretty good. I forget which one it was.
You talking about Matt Smith? Matt Smith wore the fez a lot. Matt Smith was funny. I liked his Doctor. I like Capaldi's, and Parrot had to put that in the chat. It was Capaldi that played one of the Doctors after Matt Smith, and I like Tennant the most. I would say out of the three, one of my favorites, next to Tom Baker, and the fact that Tom Baker was also in some of the newer versions of Doctor Who, that was great. The whole nose thing, oh, I love that. Oh, favorite Doctor. That was great to see him in Doctor Who again. Yeah. And then there was I vaguely remember the episode where all the Doctors from all over came. That was interesting. Epic. I'm not quite there yet. I'm getting close. Getting close. But yeah. Have you seen F9 yet? Fast 9?
No.
I've watched it. I picked it up. And my wife stayed awake to watch it, but we shared a few glances every now and then looking at the TV, and we just found the movie a little odd. I'm not quite sure what I found odd about it was, but there was really something odd about the way the movie was made and the way some of the visuals are. I don't know what, I can't put my finger on it quite yet. I'm going to have to rewatch it again, but I just found it a little odd. It was good, but it was odd. There's going to be another. There's going to be a Fast and Furious 10. And who knows? There may be another because they showed one of the past characters from the earlier editions. Not early, but some of the later earlier editions. And they showed one of the characters as the I guess you could say the breadcrumb at the end of the movie. And I'm not going to say who it was because I don't want to give spoilers for anyone that's not seen it yet. And so there will be another movie, and if there is, I want to see more. I don't know, more cars. More cars. More cars, definitely. More cars. And I don't know, they're getting to be the new James Bond. They've replaced James Bond. They make better James Bond movie than James Bond. Yeah. They I don't know, Fast 9 movies have turned out to be better James Bond movie than the past couple of James Bond. The new James Bond movie coming out and the one before that. I haven't really been impressed at all. I'm a diehard Sean Connery, Roger Moore fan, and I liked what is it, Pierce Brosnan or something like that. He played Bond, and there was another English actor before him. I'm drawing a blank on the name. English guy.
No, I have no clue.
Pretty well known guy too. Dalt, not Lundgren.
Daltrey?
Maybe? Daltrey. That's it. Daltrey. That's it. That's the name. Right on the tip of my brain. Yeah, Daltrey. Yeah. He's good. I like him. He's been in a few different movies that I like.
Yeah, it's funny. God, was it Roger Daltrey?
Yeah.
So one of those guys was he was in the DCU, ECEU, the extended universe, the Doom Patrol.
Oh, and I think a new season of that's getting ready to come out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, finally. But he's like the I guess you would say he's like the Professor Xavier of the group. He's the one that
Yeah.
that brought them all together, and he's actually one that creates like what's considered like one of the main characters in there, which is Robot Man, which is Cliff Steele.
Right.
He actually puts his brain in a robot body. So
there's what is it? The Academy, the Umbrella Academy is coming back too with another season.
Oh, really? I heard that was done.
Really? I could have swore I just seen a thing about it coming back another season.
Yeah, I originally heard that was done. That was it. That they had problems with it and they canceled it. And if they're bringing it back, that's interesting. I don't know how that's going to play with the one who's gender swapped now. Elliot Page.
Yeah. Yeah.
She can't play a role of a woman if she's a man.
So I'm looking at the IMDb page. I don't like the new IMDb because it's a really big pain in the ass to look at now.
Yeah, it used to be a lot easier to look at.
Yeah, the shit's garbly goop all over the place. I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it at all.
I don't like it. It's like if I want to look at a mobile freaking website, I go look at one. This is desktop. Looks like shit. IMDb, get your crap together.
Could always be worse. You could be going to rotted potatoes. Go look for it in the movies. Yeah. Oh God. What's the ticket site? They were kind of connected with Rotten Potatoes and all that shit.
Fandango.
Fandango, yeah. Because I used to have like an account with them originally, like years ago. And when all that shit started happening, I canceled that shit. I was like, nope. Throw it right in the trash. I don't want to receive anything more from you people.
Now, when I do a search and open it up into a Samsung browser, the IMBD, I'm able to go all the way down the page, and it shows me the full website. Sometimes. But today, it's not. Freaking bastards. Because you used to be able to go back into the back door. That you go down and you go to the full site. But now it's not doing it. All right.
They put the ass wrench in it.
Pretty much. Bugs me.
It seems to be a common occurrence with a lot of these sites anymore. They're dumbing them down to the point you can't even get the information that you want to get off them anymore.
Well, that's what they're doing. They're making it hard to get information on stuff. Some web writer thought, "Oh, I'll make this look all like this," and like, leave it alone. That's what I say. It worked fine. You had the cast list. You had everything set up in a certain way. You knew where to go. Oh, just think how people feel about the pro that pay for pro, and they're seeing this crap. Man, they're pissed. Yeah, I even go to the site index. And it's really hard to find the old version. It's a real pain in the ass. It's almost they want people to stop using their platform.
No, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that to a degree because it makes it easier when they want to erase movies from history. Nobody's really spending the time to go through these sites to find out about these movies. It's just easier to get rid of them that way. I remember for a long time, and I talked about this before, when Michael freaking Bray started destroying the Transformers with his Bayformers, that one of the first things that they did is they removed the 1986 movie from the stores. Like, you couldn't find it anywhere. Because I remember I was looking for a new copy because all I had was an old VHS copy at the time, and I was looking to go out and get a DVD, copy of it. It was nowhere to be found. I asked the guy in the store. He said, "Yeah, it's out of print now. They removed it." And I was like, "What do you mean they removed it?" Yeah, that was the first thing they did. They wanted to try to erase history by saying the 1986 movie never happened. And then there was such an outcry over it that they finally turned around and released it. Like, I think it was like the 25th anniversary is when they started coming back out with them again. But there was a long stretch that they didn't have any.
I got a hold of a set, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna let my kids watch this." I'm like, "Nope." Seeing the way they were treated, and I'm like, "No, take that back. You are not messing with this now." So
you'll see them do that too, Bear. When they come out with a remake of a movie, a lot of times you might find it hard to find the original version. Like, they want to just erase it from history and say this is the only version. I hate that shit. Hate it.
Yeah, I associate that with book burning, man. You know what I'm saying? What platform was the Umbrella Academy on? Was it on Netflix?
That was on Netflix. And that was a pretty good series, surprisingly. I mean, for its flaws, it was still good. I've never read the comic book. I've actually seen like the collected version of it. I seen it in where was it? Well, one of the only bookstores around in my area anymore is Barnes and Nobles, and that's where I seen it. And I was looking at it, and I was thinking about picking it up, but since it was a collected version, it carried a pretty big price tag for it. For a series that I wasn't, or should I say, a comic that I wasn't familiar with the writers.
They got an Emmy nominee Maybe that's why they're coming back, because they got that Emmy.
Possibly. Well, there was a whole bunch of shows that Netflix canceled. And there was a few of them that were actually pretty decent. I was sad to see them go. Like, now I know some people have a problem with it, but I like that one, The Ranch.
Yeah. They were on their last season. I seen was the second season. I could have swore I seen a thing where they're coming out with another season.
Of course, The Ranch wasn't the same when it wasn't the same when they got rid of oh God, what's his name? Guy who played Hyde in the '70s show. He got caught up in that scandal.
And you know what?
Danny Masterson.
Yeah, Danny Masterson. It was proven false.
Oh, it doesn't matter. They already ruined his freaking career.
Yeah, they did a smear campaign on him. They convicted him in the court of public opinion.
I mean, they did the same shit with fucking Johnny Depp.
Yeah, pretty much.
They destroyed his career. I mean, he's looking to try to revive it now, since all the shit about Amber Heard is coming out. But even then, I mean, there's going to be a lot of companies that are just not going to touch him.
Yeah, the Umbrella Academy season 3 will have 10 episodes. Showrunner Steve Blackman announced the titles and upcoming episodes in June 2021. Yeah, I thought there was going to be. Yeah.
Well, God, when was the last season? That was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
2020, I think. Or was it 2019?
I think it was like 2019.
Yeah. I'm looking at the thing on Google for it. 2019.
Yeah, because I remember that was in the list of shows that had gotten canceled, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Damn, you got to be kidding me!"
Well, I think they uncanceled it because of the fan backlash.
Well, it's just like Jupiter's Legacy. That came out. I thought that was a pretty good show for what it was. I mean, a lot of people said it was boring with all the flashbacks, but I thought it was kind of interesting, them like showing like all that stuff. For an opening series, and they canceled that after the first freaking season.
Everybody I talked to on YouTube and off of YouTube liked it. There was a lot of people that liked it. Maybe younger generation might not like the flashbacks, but they straight this. And when they were at the table talking, they were talking about all the writing going on, and we know which writing they were talking about. And that guy called them Yahtzees. You know the Yahtzee game, but the other name. So yeah, I think that's why he got canceled.
And the guy who led him, Bear. Let's not forget this one, because I seen somebody actually brought it up the other day on Twitter, and I laughed my ass off. And I was like, "Thank God somebody's bringing this shit up," because the leader of the Yahtzees, he was voted as what was that? Time Magazine Person of the Year.
Adolf? Yeah, he was.
Yeah. How hilarious is that?
It's history. Learn history. Go look at Time archives. You can find all kind of stuff at Time archives. You can look at all that stuff. Yeah. It's just history. That's all it is. Someone dropped off. Silence in the library, don't blink. Yeah. Really like the Mars one.
Silence in the library sounds like the Shellback story.
Doctor Who.
I know, I'm being a smart ass.
I know. So yeah. Wow, you can hear my phone signal on the mic. That was really weird.
As long as we're not getting the dial-up sound.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the Umbrella Academy. Good. Got that weird fuzzy sound in the background.
Oh, look, man, there's no need to besmirch my pigs just because they're fuzzy and they make sounds.
You know, they say bears are fuzzy too. Yeah. Well. All right. I have a new mic cord coming, and I realized I got to replace the other cord. Yeah, because it's the cord that goes from the mic to the box, Phantom Power Box, and then from the Phantom Power Box to the plug-in, to the external sound card.
Let's see if I can get this to work for a few seconds. I don't know how long it's going to work for.
I can already hear static coming from your end. Oh. Piggies.
Yeah, there's Rorschach down on the floor staring up
Did
the
one of
helmet.
Did one of them answer me when I said Piggies?
Might have.
No, I think he did twice.
Helmet's just dead up in stare mode. I don't know what his problem is.
What's he staring at? Let's do this.
He's staring at me. I think he wants food. They always want food.
You screen froze.
Yeah, that's the problem with the camera, because the internet is not the greatest. It's a bit too much. So anytime I run the camera, I can only run it for a short amount of time.
Believe it or not, this is the first
doing that Monday.
This is the first time I ran Wi-Fi on my laptop. Past couple of live streams, I've gone wired.
RR's getting hungry. Oh, are you talking about the pigs? Oh, yeah. You're talking about the pigs. Yeah, they're constantly hungry. Constantly. They couldn't let me get through Culture Stream earlier because they were yelling. They wanted more.
Oh, and once they start yelling, they're not stopping.
Mm-mm.
Nope. And they get loud. You'd be surprised.
I was waiting for them to start whistling. Every once in a while, when they get hungry enough, they'll start whistling at me.
Ooh. Whistling at night. Whew. Don't like that.
When I was up north for 8 months, she told me, they would wake her up with the whistling because they wanted more food.
Wow.
And she said she tried to ignore it. She's, I'm just going to ignore him. I said, you're not going to be able to ignore him.
Nope.
Watch, you talking that shit now. And she said they just kept going and going. She finally said, fuck it, and got out of bed, fed him.
It's like they're not going to stop.
I told her, she's like, oh, you're always giving in to the pigs and just giving them everything they want. I said, if I don't give them what they want, they will not stop. You don't understand.
All right, let's play the. I don't know if you've heard the other new one. It's called Monkey Wrench. Monkey Wrenches.
No, I'm not sure offhand.
That's from Saturday. They all blend together sometimes. Joke putting monkey wrenches in spokes. They think it's funny when we fall on our faces. You gotta find the line, you got to hold the line. Put one foot in front of the other. We gotta stick together. If you listen to fools, the mob's gonna rule you. There's a joker putting monkey wrenches in spokes. They think it's funny when we fall on our faces. You gotta find the line, gotta hold the line. Put one foot in front of the other. We gotta stick together. If you listen to fools, the mob's gonna rule you. There's a joke putting monkey wrenches in spokes. They think it's funny when we fall on our faces. You gotta find the time. You gotta hold the line. Put one foot in front of the other. We gotta stick together. If you listen to fools, the mob's gonna rule you. There's a joker putting monkey wrenches in spokes. They think it's funny. When we fall on our faces, you gotta find the line. You gotta hold the line. Put one foot in front of the other. You gotta stick together. If you listen to fools, the mob's gonna rule you. There's a joker putting monkey wrenches in spokes. They think it's funny when we fall on our faces. You gotta find the line, you gotta hold the line. Put one foot in front of the other. We gotta stick together. If you listen to fools, the mob's gonna rule you. Yeah, that's that song. That was fun to create.
I don't think I heard that one.
Yeah, it's new. It's recent. Let's see here. Yeah, this was made September 11th. Yep. Basically, it was created about an hour before, a couple hours before showtime on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, I'd actually packed it in pretty early.
Well, yeah, I remember you saying you was going to get some sleep.
Yeah, I was exhausted. I'd stayed up over 24 hours trying to, because I figured I was going to have to catch an early flight because all the original flight schedules I seen were pretty early, and she wound up getting a later flight last minute, and I was like, well, I'm going to need to be able to be up early for Thursday anyway, so I might as well keep myself on a decent schedule at least until I'm done with the closing on the house.
Right.
So.
Ready? All right, let me get this put in there. Well, that is, geez, man, the song list is huge that I got to get a slideshow made for. 26 songs. 26 songs that I need to make slideshows for. Yeah.
Never ending.
Well, just everything that's been kind of going on with the upside down, crazy freaking world and all that stuff has been distracting. And I'm watching a lot of Stargate 9 to keep myself sane. Because, you got some of them, they got what some people would refer to as a rabbit hole or something like that. And you got certain areas and domains and all that. And I go looking here and looking there. And then I feel like sometimes I need to get some holy water. And that's something, me saying that because I'm not a Christian. And, it's just, I got to just like detune and tune out and tune into some science fiction stuff. And if it's not Stargate lately, it's Deep Space Nine or something like that. I use Deep Space Nine sometimes to decompress. Yeah. So
there's always a few of those shows you wind up going back to just to
Mm-hmm.
Try to balance yourself is the way I put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not what was you gonna say?
Yeah. Things drive you crazy and all that stuff, and the world's already crazy as it is, and everything's crazy. Everything's been upside down for 2 years now going on, and and you find yourself being a little short here and there. You find yourself being maybe just a hair snippy, and when I get into those modes, it's like I got to be careful because I will say exactly what's on my fucking mind, and that ain't good. That's as if I drank 3 pints of IPA, only it's different. That's what
there's nothing wrong with saying what's on your mind, but yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. Like, you don't want to get in the habit of just like over exploding for no reason. Because I've done that myself a few times. I've just like lost my freaking mind. Matter of fact, I did it on Monday's stream. There was some stuff going on. They were talking about things in the chat, and then JJ was talking about, some of the things that are going on with other YouTubers, and it just started making me think about this other person I was having issues with, and I just went off on a full-blown rant. I just lost my mind on my retro discussion, and I don't like doing that because I like to keep it about the things from the past and, the things that we're talking about, and I lost it. I just completely lost it. I went off track. I went off kilter, and then I realized what I was doing at some point, and I reeled it back in on myself and just... Okay, let's get back into what we're talking about. Like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, I must have tuned out before that because I was I do multiple things at once, just because that's how my ADHD self works. And I can damn near watch 3 things at once almost. I can watch 2 live streams, and I can hold a conversation, and then anything more than that's pushing it. Fries the circuits, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know. I remember when I used to do it when I'd be modding, anywhere from like 5 to sometimes even up to 7 streams, and trying to carry conversations on in those chats, and oh boy, what a mess.
So yeah, that last song we played was Monkey Wrenches, and you pretty much can tell what it's about. Got to be careful about certain types of fools that lead you off cliffs, or they're making TV shows and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Have you heard Golden Heart yet?
God, I'm not sure.
It's fairly new.
I might have. Then again, I'm not sure. I'll be honest. I don't remember all the names off the top of my head. As soon as I hear the music play and I hear the lyrics, I know if I've heard it or not.
Yeah, this one was created on August 24th. I danced the storm when my hair was red. I've seen the land of fairy. First time was by the oak tree. The other was when the master left this world. He said to me, when I say master, that means master of guitar, and that's Jerry. Hold the gold in your heart. Only a golden heart man can. Lands on its feet, can buy the creator off with gold. The Mad Hatter pointed away, looking at the oak tree. We are the keepers of hearts of gold. I danced and stomped when my hair was red. Silver's in my beard, sure I can still dance and stomp in my feet. I danced and stomped when my hair was red. I seen the land of fairy. First time was by the oak tree. The other was when the master left this world. He said to me, hold the gold in your heart. Only a golden heart man can. Lands on its feet, can't buy the crater off with gold. The Mad Hatter points away, looking at the oak tree. We are the keepers of hearts of gold. I danced, stomped, my hair was red, silvers in my beard. Sure, I can still dance and stomp in my feet. I danced and stomped when my hair was red. I've seen the land of fairy. First time was by the oak tree. The other was when the master left this world. He said to me, hold the gold in your heart. Only a golden heart man can. Only a golden heart band can. Lands on its feet, can't buy the crater off with gold. The Mad Hatter points the way, looking at the oak tree. We are the keepers of hearts of gold. I danced on when my hair was red. Silver in my beard, sure I still can dance. Stomping my feet, I danced and I stomped when my hair was red. I've seen the land of fairy, first time I was by the oak tree. There. Other was when the master left this world. He said to me, hold the gold in your heart. Only a golden heart band can. Lands on his feet, can't buy the crater off with gold. The other was when the master left this world. He said to me, hold the gold in your heart. Only a golden heart band can. Golden heart.
No, so, yeah. I didn't. Yeah, that was new to me. I didn't hear that one either.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Both of those you need slideshows for.
Yeah. I've got a backlog, and I haven't been able to focus on the slideshows because I've been so distracted. And yeah. Plus, I've got two youngins that are getting into everything and causing chaos, and that makes it hard too. And they've needed my guidance a few times. Yeah, their nicknames are Master and Disaster. Flame and Gasoline. Oh, and they fight like Irish twins or Scottish twins. Yeah. Oh yeah. That fiery Scottish and Irish blood is just like boiling to the surface. Yeah. It is not the same as a cigarette. It's not the same thing. I get some nicotine, but the taste, it took me a little while to get used to the taste because the Juuls, they only have two different flavors besides the menthol one. And I heard they got rid of outlawed menthol. They're using all natural substance for menthol now. Something that I heard, or maybe it's just in Washington State.
No, I did hear that there was a push against that because there was a lot of like carcinogenics in the menthol. So,
and I've had Nat Sherman mints, and it had mint in the tobacco. That was tasty. I liked that. It had, I think, spearmint. It was nice. It may have been some little bit of I'm not sure how the process was, but It was menthol-like, but wasn't menthol. It was natural. And Nat Shermans were very, very expensive cigarettes. And but if you take American cigarettes and you go visit up there, Canadians are going to give you cigarettes so you don't smoke yours, because they're going to tell you that your cigarettes stink. Yeah. The tobacco up in Canada doesn't stink like ours does. Doesn't stink as bad. And it kind of makes you wonder. It's like, what are they doing? You know? But what's going on? Because in Canada they got the quality control on tobacco and food was a little bit stricter.
Well, I mean, it's just like the old cigars. Like if you get some of those like cheap store bought, like mass produced ones, yucky. They do not have the same taste as something that's actually hand rolled.
Yeah,
something with real leaves and everything. Yeah, there's a huge difference.
Yeah, there's at my on the res, when I go to the res to get smokes, they have a humidor in there, and with like $25 and up, you can get yourself a fat cigar. And I haven't, but I hear they're tasty. They're smooth. But anything coming out of that humidor is pricey, because I guarantee you they ain't got no little tiny cigarillos in there or anything like that. That's behind the counter. And even some cigarillos, kind of tasty, a little tasty.
Yeah, there's a few brands out there to make some decent ones, but even then, it's not exactly the same.
Right. And I've never really been a cigar smoker, but I will tell you what, I get Scoobin Creek brand, and they buy their tobacco from Marlboro. And Marlboro, they spray extra nicotine after they're done processing it, but basically seconds of them cutting, they buy all their seconds. It's just raw tobacco, and that's where they get their tobacco from, and it's a good smoke. I used to go get Smokin' Joe's from the Puyallup Res, but that comes from the Tuscarora Reservation out in New York. That was the first Native American cigarette ever made, and it used to be, it was a good harsh, and it tasted good, and something changed about their process. I don't know what it is exactly, but they don't quite taste the same. But it's a good smoke. But I've got used to Completes, and that's made by the Squaxin Indian Nation. Their Scoobin Creek is the brand name. Decent stuff, I remember when I first came to Washington State, I was paying $1.50 for a pack of cigarettes. That was in 2001, I believe, or 2000. Yeah, it was 2000. It was less on the res then. It was about 2002. It was about $1.50 for a pack of Smokin' Joe's. And I believe a carton was like $12. Actually, about $12. And that's before Washington went crazy with the tobacco tax stamp, raising it. And they went crazy with that. And it was pretty affordable. And it still is affordable on the res, but now you're paying. What year was it when pack of cigarettes was between 6 and 7? What was that? About 1996 or so, 99. Well, you're paying 99 prices for tobacco on the res now. Pretty much.
I remember when I was real young. I remember a pack of cigarettes was like a 75, and then it went up to like $1.25 or something like that. Then they put those huge tax increases on it, and it went all the way up to like $2.50 or something.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, the smoking age was 16 in Indiana. And so my friends were always getting my smokes for me. And so the day I turned 18, guess what? Turned 16. They changed the smoking age to 18. I was so pissed. Turned 16. Oh, I can buy my own smokes now. Nope. They raised the 18.
Now, see, I knew what the prices were because my mom used to give me the note and have me go down to the local store and pick her up cigarettes and bring them back.
When
can't do that anymore.
When I was 15, going on 16, a pack of cigarettes was $1.05. It's a number you remember when you got cheated out of your smoking age. And yeah, that was ticked. I was ticked. Of course, my friend Shane laughed and was funny and made it funny and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's like those little the pipe tobacco cigars, you know, the golden mild, and then of course in the black and mild eventually too.
Yeah.
They were, when they first came out, they were only like 69 cents for a pack of 4.
Isn't there also 5? Black and tan?
Yeah, there was at one time, but black and tan is usually they changed that right away because that wound up just being the beer. Yeah. That name was being used by that beer company, so.
Yeah, I remember the black and tan.
Yeah, but I mean, their biggest one early on was the Golden Mild, and then they eventually got rid of that one, and they just, right, even today, I think they only have the Black and Mild. But Middleton's used to do a lot of those. They actually had a cherry cigar that they used to sell, like almost like a cigarillo too.
Yeah,
I don't know if they sell them anymore.
Cigarillos out here are kind of big. They're popular. People like them. They're cheaper. They're taxed differently. A pack of cigarillos is cheaper than a pack of cigarettes because it's taxed differently. It's not considered a cigarette. And pipe tobacco in a bag that you can make cigarettes out of that'll taste like a normal cigarette is also taxed differently. The tribes got clever and they just named all their tobacco pipe tobacco. So that way people can buy tobacco and for their cigarettes and not have to pay outrageous prices, because the cigarette tobacco, loose leaf tobacco, was more expensive because it was a higher taxed item because it was cigarettes. I guess you call it sin tax. And the tribes got clever. It's like, well, let's just name certain tobaccos pipe tobacco. That's how they did it. Pretty clever. Think about it. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, one more song, and I think maybe we're done. My knee is bugging me. Do you got a short in your cord, Tommy?
No.
I think you might. Is that a button you're pressing?
I'm not pressing anything.
Wow, that's really weird. Weird sound. Every now and then I hear like someone's moving their mic cord or something. Because when my mic is going, I don't touch that cord. It'll not be a good thing. It makes static if you touch it. That's why I'm getting a new one.
Hear anything?
Yeah, I just heard something. Yeah. What'd you touch?
I'm shaking everything, and there's nothing. I'm not hearing anything.
I hear that. That's just
the cord rattling.
Yeah.
Not unless you hear my chair. Not unless you hear my chair squeaking.
No, that's not what I heard. Yeah, when you asked me if I heard that, I heard it, and it sounded like a small thing of static. That right there. You got a sensitive mic; it picks up everything.
Yeah, it's probably not the cord. It's probably just the mic picking up abstract sounds. Because this thing is, I'm sitting about, I don't know, almost 2 feet away from the mic.
It's a pretty nice mic then.
It was a cheap mic too. I don't even think it was $40.
So yeah, I don't know how well you can hear me when I sit like far back from it. You know,
I could still hear you, but you could definitely hear the sound difference when you back way up.
because this is one of these mics because it picks up sound here, and it picks up sound from the here. It's interesting on how it does it. I've discovered the areas and angles on this mic that it picks up on just from just singing and how different areas of the mic sound differently. Definitely doesn't hurt to get to know your mic.
Yeah, like I'm sitting way back here, and if I keep talking and I get up closer to the mic, it obviously it's probably getting a lot louder at this point.
Yeah. That's why you're loud sometimes.
Yeah, because I get too close to the mic.
Yeah, that's why you're loud sometimes. All right.
Yeah, I got to remember to sit back from the mic and relax.
Yeah. When you go on those rants, you got to sit back.
Well, I was on one stream
because normally because that's when you get loud like that. I'm just like wondering, I got loud all of a sudden. I'm like this.
Well, I was on one stream and they were saying I wasn't loud enough. I was like, really? I was like,
wow. Interesting. Yeah, RR says that when I have the studio open and I mute my mic and turn the monitor on so that way I can be heard out there, I have to crank up the volume in the studio for that, and add a couple sends, and it sends it to auxiliary, then back in, mixes it back in, and it gives. I discovered it gives the voice nice, crisp audio sound, real nice, crisp. It's got depth to it, and I discovered that feature of the when I record the vocal tracks. Before I even do it, I can add send, and it creates multiple tracks of my voice at one time. It's kind of cool. Definitely been a learning experience. Trying to figure out whether I'm a baritone or below baritone. I'm not sure.
no, I thought you were a baritone all the time.
Did you?
Baritone.
Baritone. Okay, you got me. All right, don't do that to me. I think you're serious. Then I'll quote you. Don't do that. Then I'll look foolish. All right, it'll be funny though. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Florida Maquis has been because Florida Maquis he can play acoustic guitar and sing. I did not know this. He posted a song, and they're Christian in nature, but they're great songs, beautiful melody. He sings good. He plays acoustic guitar good, and I've made a few comments, and I'm just kind of wondering. It's like, well, where did you get that idea? I'm just wondering, it's like, where did you get that idea from? I wonder, and I get the feeling maybe he's checking me out. Because anytime I comment, he hurts. And I'm part of his. I'm one of his patrons.
You never know. You never know. I've actually run across a few decent musicians out there that like to talk about like current topics in their songs. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for musicians that were donating instrumentals, I wouldn't be able to do what I do if there wasn't already stock instrumentals ready to be used. There's no way I'd be able to do what I do right now. I'd have to hunt down some musicians and all that, and get them to work with me and stuff like that. And that's a funny thing, working with other people. It can be, and But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. No way. And it is so difficult. You just when I'm hunting for the right instrumental, you got to be totally in that space and totally be tuned in with it. Because if you're not, you're just trying to force something. It doesn't work that way. For me, anyway, creativity. And so I get that creative spark. It's like, okay, yeah, I got to do this and do that and find this and do that. And then I may have listened to 100 different instrumentals until I get to the right one. And sometimes it might be a little bit more bluegrassy blues leaning, and sometimes it might be more rock and roll blues, or it'll be something similar to Jerry Garcia band sound in the instrumental. It's just it. Basically, if I hear the echo in the energy, that's kind of what I look for. If that makes any sense. Because I'll normally sing a few bars of the song to any instrumental to see if it can match up. And the one when I found one, all my hair stuck up on end. And I was like, okay, yeah, I guess that's the one. Every hair in my body was just like, beep. Okay, all right. I get it. I get the message. That's it. That's the one. And so that's what I chose for the new song earlier today. And Saturday, too, for that Saturday song, Monkey Wrenches. Because basically what we got here is a situation where people are putting monkey wrenches in the movie stories, tripping the story up. Right?
Coming up the works.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. And song Nothing Holding Us Back. And I keep things organized now because all the notes and the lyrics are in the same folder as the instrumentals. You know? And for some reason, you see, when I installed my studio on this one, because I had it on the laptop too, other laptop, and then I transferred it over on this one. It changed kind of how it saves folders and stuff. Like the other one, it does stuff it didn't do before. Just kind of weird. Yeah, nothing holding us back. That instrumental, it was just boom, that's it. And it kind of happened the same way with Saturday's new song, Monkey Wrenches. Thought it was a good name for the song.
No, makes a lot of sense.
And nothing holding us back, a positive message, you know. You needed a positive message today, I guess. And because I still got a stack of some lyrics in my inbox on my phone that I send to myself that I still need to do stuff with. And I didn't edit too much, just some making sense editing. It always happens that way, so that way it flows better. All right, I'm going to play the new song one more time, and I think we'll do some outros and all that stuff, and maybe get distracted and talk a little more, and then whenever you're ready, Tommy, just let me know. I'll get distracted. Here we go. Turning and broadcast from horizon to horizon, the light reflecting in the puddles, places growing out of the clear blue, sun turning and burning, turning and turning. the waterfall. Only matters in tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blasted out the house. The house is rocking, bouncing. Was a time when all the stars from the sky. Was a time all the stars from the sky played with the angels. We're looking for the dog back by the tail. Mouse is poured over the fence. Yes, dancing we are. Spinning like a ride, no speed limits, nothing holding us back. Turning and burning, ash on the horizon, like the buzz. Places growing out of the clear blue, the sun turning and burning, churning in the pearls from the waterfall. Only matters tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blast out the house. House is a rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars in the sky played with the angels. We are looking for the dog back by the tail. Passing forward over the fence, yes, dancing me off. Spinning like the crowd. No speed limit, nothing holding us back. Turn the burn the cast from horizon to horizon. Like thinking the puddle places growing out of the clear blue. The sun turning and burning. Churning the petals from the waterfall. Only matters in tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed, blasted out the house. The house is a rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars from the sky played with the angels. We are looking for the dog back by the tail. Bouncing forward over the fence. Yes, it's we are spinning by the galactic ride. No speed limits. Nothing holding us back. Whoa, yeah. Turning burning gas from horizon to horizon, like reflecting in the puddles. Places growing out of the clear blue. Sun turning and burning. Churning in the pearls from the waterfall. Only matters in tornadoes and hurricanes. The ship has sailed. Blasted out the house rocking and bouncing. Was a time when all the stars from the sky played with the angels. We are looking for the dog back by the trail, bouncing forward over the fence. Yes, we're dancing, we see the galactic ride. No speed limits here. Nothing holding us back. All right, Tommy. What you got going on in the works coming up?
Same thing as always, 6 p.m. Eastern, going old school retro discussions, talking about those wonderful things from the past that I love to talk about so much. The other thing I did have a video on my channel drop today. I actually got off my ass and got a couple videos done this weekend. So I had my very short review for Bonds by Nerium that came in. Oh man, it's such an amazing job Red Gaze did with the packing on that. It was spectacular. And the book was amazing. I mean, even the cover is super glossy, shiny cover, that they had on the book. Nerium did an amazing job on there. So it's such great artwork in it. But other than that, yeah, I got my retro stream and then heading back up north. I'm hoping to maybe sometime tomorrow, maybe like get another video or so done for the time that I'm gone for the week, just to have something on the channel. And then, yeah, hopefully wrapping everything up in Jersey and then coming back home to a little bit more of a normalcy and not have to worry about going back up there anymore, not having the property over my head. So,
right.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me on. I mean, it's always fun to be able to stop by and chat with you, and especially, this early. I mean, I know what they said earlier. Go spare time is unpredictable. So,
yeah, you never know. It's a matter of mood, I guess you could say. I got my ear out there and I'm listening, and those you get a good feeling when they're starting all that stuff. That's kind of how I've always kind of been. Yeah. I like to, if the vibe feels right, I don't like to force nothing. It comes out wrong when you do. Yeah. I appreciate you coming on. It's always fun.
No,
And
man, appreciate it.
Thanks for hanging out. RR's hungry, and actually, what? I'm kind of hungry myself. And Culture Casino came out. LDG came out. CJH came out.
19K Fox was here
19K
earlier.
Fox was in here earlier. Yeah. Parrot Head. I'm missing one more. I'm missing one. Oh man.
CGH, LDG.
Because we've had enough chat going on to where the other half of the chat's already cycled out. And you won't see that again until you go through and rewatch the live part.
Yeah, I could see up to 19K Fox.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. Which is kind of surprising.
I can see all the way up to greetings, Tommy. I wonder how look at the main one. Yeah.
Yeah, because 19K Fox says, is that Megan Fox?
Yeah.
I could see up to that.
See, it's already cycled out for me on my end. Interesting. Because I looked at both chats, the one in the yard and the one here on YouTube.
No, the one in the yard is extremely short, so you can't go up much on that.
Yeah, this has been an edition of Bare to the Core, and if I remember correctly, I think I do it on Sundays. And one of these days, there'll be another Four Horsemen show, but it takes 3 particular people for that to happen. Yeah, that's why the late edition exists, because I can do that by myself if I have to. Alrighty.
I think I am going to be indisposed to probably at least like Sunday. I'm thinking I might get back around Saturday, but I'm not 100% sure. I figure on the way back I'm going to stop off and I'm going to say hi to a few people I've been meaning to say hi to. So
yeah,
there's a few people on the way home that it's not too far out of my way that I could just stop and say hello. So
yeah. Fun. Isn't Angeles not too far from there?
Angeles is somewhere up in PA. So he's technically not on my way home.
That'd be a sidestep.
Oh, that would be a big sidestep. I'm not 100% sure, but he's roughly 3 to 4 hours away from where Trenton is, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds about right.
So I would have to head like northwest, and then come back south. And yeah, I mean, it's already going to be a long drive as it is. When I get done and adding another 4 hours plus onto that.
Oh, hello from Russia. How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, I've got subs from all around the world. That's cool. New Zealand, Australia, Great Britain, a few different other areas all around the world. I'd have to go look exactly, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you caught us as we're ending the show. Gonna take it out. And thanks for stopping by. Thanks to the chat. You guys are great. And food is calling me. I'm kind of hungry. Yeah. So thanks, RR. You're always awesome. Always out there helping me out. I appreciate that, man. Everyone else, thank you. Thank you for coming, hanging out. So we will see you next time. And like Parrothead says, you never know. You never know. Just might pop up and all of a sudden there's a live stream. Yeah. Hail to you, and have a good night, and may fair winds make your journey fair and well.